Alliya and Shawn's wedding was the worst I've ever seen on 90 Day Fiancé, and they're both to blame. The long-awaited wedding of 90 Day Fiancé's Alliya Batista and Shawn Finch was easily the most painful wedding I've witnessed in the entire franchise, which is no easy feat while many 90 Day Fiancé weddings have fallen victim to elements beyond the couple's control, including short timelines, tight finances, and cultural differences. Shawn and Alliya had none of the above. Their stunning California wedding was intricately planned and attended by a large group of loved ones, including Shawn's supportive mother and his beloved dog, Maxwell. This made the day's disastrous turn even more awkward and, at times, heartbreaking. Shawn and Alliya endured a painstaking path to marriage that began when they appeared on 90 Day Fiancé, Love in Paradise. The couple has a 36-year age gap, which gives them a complicated dynamic. Shawn had misgivings about Alliya's desire for gender affirmation surgery, and he pushed her to have an open relationship while they were long distance. However, Shawn and Alliya also had many sweet moments, and Alliya's move from Brazil to Los Angeles proved their love could overcome even the most difficult circumstances. Their optimism is what made their catastrophic wedding day even more unsettling. Alliya was nearly 2 hours late. She kept Shawn and their guests waiting in the sweltering heat. As their wedding day approached, 90 Day Fiancé's Shawn worried Alliya wouldn't be able to stick to their timeline, and it turns out his fears were justified. Alliya was meant to get ready for the 5 p.m. ceremony on the wedding venue property, but even with her friend attempting to keep her on track, Alliya couldn't speed up the process of doing her hair and makeup. She appeared to have no sense of urgency despite Shawn and their guests waiting outside in over 100-degree heat. As the minutes ticked by, Shawn became increasingly furious, and I couldn't blame him. Alliya finally arrived at 6:50, having kept everybody waiting for almost 2 hours. By that time, Shawn had run out of patience. He approached Alliya with a belligerent attitude and, with no acknowledgement of how beautiful she looked, threatened to leave. Although Alliya was completely out of line, I couldn't help feeling sorry for her. She looked so caught off guard. Alliya tried to keep a brave face, but it was obvious she was humiliated and heartbroken. Shawn and Alliya's ceremony was painfully rushed. Shawn was fuming. With their futures on the line, Shawn and Alliya proceeded with their marriage ceremony, but Shawn made no attempt to hide his anger. He ordered the officiant to rush through the process, skipping straight to the vows. The ceremony lasted mere minutes, and tensions were sky-high between Shawn and Alliya the entire time. As they walked up the aisle as husband and wife, a guest asked if the ceremony was a whole 3 sentences, to which somebody who sounded like Shawn coldly replied, "Welcome to citizenship." I can't imagine how uncomfortable the guests felt, and I had second-hand embarrassment for Shawn and Alliya watching them throw away the opportunity to celebrate their love story. Alliya later admitted her disappointment and confusion over what had happened. The moment she'd dreamed of had been cut short, and she was made to feel like a burden on what should have been the happiest day of her life. Shawn's mom was injured. She fell just before the ceremony. Further complicating the unhappy day was an unfortunate incident involving Shawn's mom, Jeanne. Just prior to the ceremony, Jeanne fell and hurt her ankle and hip. She insisted she could wait until after the wedding to go to the hospital. Shawn was beside himself with worry, which I'm sure played a large role in his obnoxious behavior. During the 2 hours Alliya kept the guests waiting, Jeanne sat in the front row in excruciating pain, her leg propped up on a chair in front of her. Alliya's brazen tardiness was seen as a huge lack of respect for Jeanne, who had been so welcoming and maternal to Alliya. Jeanne's injury made the profoundly awkward day even more stressful, and it made Alliya's lack of consideration even more devastating. Shawn insulted Alliya during his speech. His doubts about their relationship were renewed. By the time dinner started, tensions were unbearable, and Shawn did little to calm the storm. During an obligatory toast, he thanked his guests for coming and then added an insult Alliya, "Thanks for coming too, finally, when you got around to it." At this point, the guests were stunned. Shawn had every right to be upset, but the way he treated Alliya ruined the day for everybody else. He admitted during a confessional that Alliya's disregard for him when it truly mattered triggered concerns that she would never truly be there for him. Shawn and Alliya's wedding day wouldn't have been so horrifying if it hadn't been so full of potential. But the 90-day fiancé couple had been through so much, and they'd orchestrated what should have been a perfect celebration of their love. With only themselves to blame for the sad turn of events, I have to wonder if Shawn and Alliya's wedding was a sign that some problems are simply insurmountable. 90 Day Fiancé has a new dating show. Meet the 16 singles and find out who ends up with a cast member. The hottest spin-off on the block, 90 Day Fiancé, Hunt for Love, features 16 fresh faces, all set to date franchise veterans. This fresh 90 Day Fiancé spin-off takes the familiar search for international romance and drops it into the wild, literally. Singles from around the world are thrown into remote locations, competing in survival-style challenges while trying to build meaningful romantic connections. The show promises unexpected bonds, emotional confessions, and plenty of the chaotic drama that fans have come to expect. With a mix of adventure and dating, Hunt for Love brings a whole new energy to the franchise. Early teasers for Hunt for Love Season 1 hint at steamy romances and explosive rivalries among a cast of bold personalities. Fans will meet Colt Johnson, Usman Umar, Tim Malcolm, Tiffany Franco, Chantel Everett, Jennifer Terrazona, Rob Warren, and Courtney Reardans as they navigate both rugged terrain and tangled emotions. Sparks fly quickly, especially when the love triangles form and past feelings are rekindled. With tempers flaring and alliances constantly shifting, the competition gets personal fast. If the preview is any indication, Hunt for Love will deliver unforgettable drama with every emotional and physical challenge. 90 Day, Hunt for Love has 16 new faces. Meet the new cast shaking up 90 Day, Hunt for Love. 90 Day, Hunt for Love is bringing a fresh wave of romance and drama to the ever-growing 90 Day Fiancé franchise. The series introduces a bold new group of cast members who are ready to turn heads and stir things up. Ahead of the premiere, the official at 90 Day Fiancé Instagram teased several standout names already generating buzz, including Cole, Carlo, and Elise. They're joined by a diverse lineup of romantic hopefuls: Chad, Cassidy, Chris, Lexi, May, Edwin, Nikki, Jay, Shelby, Joe, Sierra, Rocky, and Tessa, each bringing their own energy, backstories, and potential for unforgettable connections. Jennifer wants to marry Cole. Cole caught between Jennifer and Rob in fiery feud. While not much is known about the new cast members just yet, one storyline is already stirring up buzz. Cole appears to be at the center of a complicated and messy love triangle involving Jennifer and Rob. In the dramatic trailer released in April 2025, Jennifer doesn't hold back, saying, "I really like him. Like, I wanna marry Cole. But I wanna Rob." Her blunt confession immediately sets the tone for the season. The clip then cuts to Rob and Cole in what appears to be a heated altercation, hinting at serious tension and explosive drama ahead. Carlo will break Tiffany's heart. Tiffany has two men fighting over her. Tiffany has had a string of failed relationships since she started her 90 Day Fiancé journey on The Other Way Season 1. She married Ronald Smith from South Africa while knowing he had a dark past, and kept getting back together with him despite knowing his chances of coming to her US were zero, and he was never going to be a capable dad to their child. Tiffany unsuccessfully dated a comedian named Dan McFarland and was in a relationship with a man named Ronnie from Ireland a year back. However, Tiffany declared she was super single when she came to the Mexican resort. It seems she will form a connection with Carlo, who's seen apologizing to her in the trailer, via ET, for acting impulsively. Tiffany seems livid that he's betrayed her trust by doing something behind her back. Up, she tells him. In a different clip, Carlo starts attacking a different contestant, Jay, for admitting he's taking Tiffany out on a date. He provokes Jay to hit him while calling him a snake. Rob will pick Jennifer over Elise. Is Elise too desperate for love? One of the 90 Day Fiancé cast members that was successful in forming a connection with the new players within the first night itself was Rob. Elise scored a kiss from Rob on episode 1 of 90 Day, The Hunt for Love. She liked how beautiful his eyes were and how much swag he had, even though she thought he was toxic and manipulative. The connection fizzled out as quickly as it began. She thought Rob was disrespectful when he kept calling him and led her on while ranking her number 3 on his list, which meant Rob had rejected her. As per 90 Day Fiancé blogger Shabuti, Rob will be getting together with a fellow franchise star instead, on the show. While Jennifer seemingly hooks up with one of